Green flag is in the air. We're underway. 20 laps to distance for the ModLites. And the field comes to life off a turn at number 2. As we got trouble on the back straightaway automatically. They're back in the pack. Looks like the 55 of Riggin Cock involved. Green flag's in the air. We're underway. Complete restart. Let's see if the second time was the charm here tonight, as Storman will lead them down the back straightaway with Gary DeWitt in the second spot, followed by Steve Bender and Richard Kemp. They're side by side for third. And to turn number 3, off of turn number 4. Storman with a little bit of a wiggle at the apex of turns 3 and 4. He'll continue to lead though off of turn 4. He'll lead lap number 1, followed by DeWitt. And they're 3 wide for that third spot. Kemp up top, Bender in the middle, Brendan Priest down low. That will be Brendan Priest and Steve Bender driving away from the 24. Richard Kemp has the 95 machine of Colin Bender. Looks to the inside of Kemp now for that 4th position. Or 5th position, that is, off of turn number 4. And Colin Bender will take it away from Kemp. As right now all these drivers trying to find the low line as well. Brendan Priest and Gary DeWitt almost made contact going in off of turn number 2. As Richard Kemp, he gets washed out of the groove off of turn number 2. He loses a few more spots, so trouble's there for the 24 machine of Kemp. As Brendan Priest hits the berm, almost went up and on it. That's Brendan Priest. He's had a you-know-what moment there as one car does spin around off of turn number 4, bring out the yellow flag.
Coming off of 4. Yellow coming off of 4.
Green flag's in the air. We're backing away. There's 17 laps to go in tonight's ModLite main event. Top 2 drivers get single file as the 97 of Steve Bender trying to battle the 77 of Gary DeWitt. He's going to look to the outside of him for that 3rd spot. As the race leader Brian Stormick goes around right in front of the field, everybody gets on the binders. Stormick able to get back on the gas. He will go from the penthouse all the way to the outhouse from first to worst. And that lap, and that actually caused Brendan Priest quite a few spots. He's the one that hit the brakes and avoid making contact with Brian Storman. A second, you-know-what moment for Brendan Priest in the 52. Went from second all the way back to outside of the top 5, right now in the 6th spot. As his father, John Priest, had some engine issues earlier on, got those kinks worked out, right now running in the 5th spot. But out front, it is the Bender, Steve Bender and Colin Bender right now showing the way, with Steve Bender out front in the 97 machine as Sean Connors goes around the 77 of Gary DeWitt. Still trying to complete that pass on DeWitt. Now here comes John Priest in the mix as well. This is a battle for 3rd on the racetrack. It's about to be 2nd, though, as Colin Bender falling back to the clutches. Gary DeWitt goes around. See if the yellow flag flies for the 77 DeWitt. He does get the car refired. He's going to drop it down the infield. So we stay green. Steve Bender still out front, followed by Colin Bender. Now it's a new battle for 3rd with Sean Connors and John Priest going side by side in the turn number 1. They're about a car length off of the 95 of Colin Bender, 2 car lengths ahead of Brendan Priest. Of course, Brendan is son to John Priest in the 51. Those 2 cars look very identical. The 51 and the 52 as they come off of turn number 4. Steve Bender has to love seeing this battle between 4 cars behind him for 2nd. Right now it's Colin Bender who has that spot. John Priest, Sean Connors still side by side behind him for 3rd with Brendan Priest. Just a car length behind those 2 going into turn number 1. Now Steve Bender starting to fall back to this battle for 2nd. So it's about to be a 5-car battle for the lead as Brendan Priest and John Priest both clear the 114. John Priest drives it in deep over the 95 of Colin Bender for 2nd. Off of turn number 4 they come. Steve Bender with a half a car length advantage over the 51 of John Priest. Brendan Priest drops the nose down. He's going to get in front of Colin Bender into turn number 1. Off of turn number 2. Steve Bender has a little bit of lap traffic in front of him. That's the 27 machine. Braden Kill. Kill going to give the leaders the inside line. Steve Bender, your race leader. Here comes John Priest side by side. He'll lead him at the line. Brendan Priest trying to fight back into that 2nd spot. Can't quite do it though as they race off of turn number 2. Just past the halfway point here at Arizona Speedway in this ModLite main event. When they cross the stripe, it will be 8 laps to go. It will be John Priest showing the way over Steve Bender, Brendan Priest, Sean Connors, and Colin Bender. Completely different top 5 than what we had as another car goes around. I believe it's Stormont once again, your pole sitter, and he'll let the field go by. He'll get back on the throttle. He'll carry on as Brendan Priest now starting to drop away from Steve Bender, who might have got a little shot there from the 52 machine of Brendan Priest as Priest goes by him. So move Brendan Priest up to second now, trying to reel in his father. John Priest, though, driving off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Gary DeWitt spins around again. That car is just not hooked up here tonight, but he gets the car refired, though, as Brian Stormont did just a lap ago, as Stormont goes a lap down.
Have to go next time.
John Priest. Brendan Priest trying to work his way around him, but Stormont goes around once again right in front of second, third, fourth, and fifth. That will bring out the yellow flag, though, as Stormont. Green flag back in the air. John Priest, who had engine issues earlier on, right now showing the way off of turn number 2 as Colin Bender looks top shelf on Steve Bender. Now allows Sean Connors to get to the inside of both those drivers. He'll take over third, but here comes Colin Bender fighting back on the high side. Colin Bender tries to fight back. That car, though, washes up the racetrack. Richard Kemp will sneak by both Steve Bender and Colin Bender now in the 97-95. As the Priest boys, John Priest, his son Brendan Priest, lead him down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Oh, 77.
As Richard Kemp had a moment there off of turn number 4, spun his car, almost went around. As is John Priest still out front by about 4 car lengths now over Brendan Priest as they race down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Then it's about another 7 car lengths back to Sean Connors, 2 back to Richard Kemp, 1 back to Colin Bender and Steve Bender right there on the 95 machine as we got 1 car blowing up down the back straightaway.
Let's get that car down. Get it down. Get it down. Get it down.
A lot of smoke coming off of turn 3 and 4. Yellow flag will fly.
Yellow, top of 4. Go low, go low.
16 down.
I believe that's the 94 of Brandy Myers bringing out the yellow flag as her car gave up the ghost. The green flag will fly. 4 laps to go. And John and Brendan Priest going to once again attack the low line with Sean Connors. Looked like he was going to like to go high, but then brought it right back down on the tire tracks of the Priest boys. As they race down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Brendan Priest just 1 car length behind John Priest in the 51. Trying to reel in his father as they come off of turn number 4. John Priest, though, with a strong drive off of turn number 4. Field right now, single file. Down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. 2 laps to go for John Priest. Sure, after the night John Priest has had, this has got to feel like a heck of a victory celebration if he's able to bring home the checkered flag here tonight. Having issues during his heat race with some motor issues. And Brendan Priest in second might feel like a victory to him. He's had some few moments. So the white flag will fly. Brendan Priest has 1 more lap. See if he can sneak around his father. He's starting to catch him. So they come off of turn number 2. It's going to be John Priest still by 2 car lengths. Brendan Priest 1 last chance here through turns 3 and 4. Both those drivers hug the berm through turns 3 and 4. Will be John Priest winning tonight's main event for the ModLites. Well, John Priest coming out of the race car, your main event winner here tonight. Getting the best of his son here tonight, man. Quite a eventful night for you. Had some issues there in heat race. Had to start in the back here tonight, man. Saw your son there go nose first in turn number 4, able to get back on all 4s and fight back. Some great racing actually in the middle of that race between the top 5 drivers, and you were able to pull it out.
Yeah, we had some problems last week. We thought we had it fixed. I changed every electrical part on that car. Came back out here, thought it was going to run good. Hot laps, the same thing. Heat race, same thing. We finally figured it out. Had to do a bunch of changes on the computer stuff, but we got it together, and You know, it was kind of heartbreaking having to start in the back, but it was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, racing's actually kind of fun, right?
Yeah, I just can't thank Hal, our tech guy, and David. They were over there helping me get this thing fixed. Without those guys, I probably wouldn't be able to get it fixed in time. But just want to thank them and all of our sponsors and everybody who came out tonight in the grandstands. Thank you, and we really appreciate it.
All right, race fans, good luck, John Brees, your main event winner here tonight.